Welcome back, everybody, to a season 18, is it? I almost said 15 because this is season 15, literally, but season 18, Last Day on Earth. I opened X amount of delivery crates and got this. Yes, that is right, I'm bringing this idea back from season 15, right? I mean, if they're gonna reuse ideas, so can I. I opened a bunch of crates and here, enjoy. Here's exactly what I got. Let's see how good the rarity is. Is it like the bar challenge where the bar was incredibly rare and impossible to get? Or was it just something easy to get, easy to do, and all of that? As always, if you haven't already, consider subscribing, join my Discord, follow my Twitter, you know the drill, let's get into it. So, I'm sure you remember this delivery system from season 15. It's pretty much the same thing with season 18, just instead of the bar being the ending rare item, there's this decoration thing. So, I opened a bunch of cargo crates and attempted to do it. I kind of stuck with my old strat at the initial start. As you'll see right here, there's a lot of auto-clearing going on. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still did a bunch of tasks, right? Like this one. Or possibly like this one or something like that. I guess they're okay, right? But for the most part, there was a lot of auto-clearing. Now, originally I was sticking with the woods or the stone zone because I thought those zones were going to be easily one of the best spots to go for. You get 100 every single time, you get some wood, and you get the lights. I kind of regret wasting some auto-clearings in the old factory. Apparently, somebody said in the comments that you can auto-clear the old factory as many times as you like. Now, if you're gonna ask me, don't do that. Because if you're gonna just end up auto-clearing like the forest and stuff, you can get much better rewards out of that as opposed to just auto-clearing the old factory again and again. Old factory will give you the temporary season stuff, but we can't even complete the tree right now. Okay, also, by the way, we're about to open this thing. And, oh, that's pretty bad. Oh boy. But as I was saying earlier, with the tree, you can't complete the tree right now. Fingers, or at least that like one item that Ldoe uses so you can't necessarily complete it right off the bat is a thing, and if for this case it is the finger, you can get stars, glue you already have, the 3 different types of light you can get by auto clearing or just doing the factory as it gradually resets, that will work too. But the fingers are not yet in. I'm assuming they're the separation by weeks thing, and it'll come a little bit closer to Christmas. I mean, I don't see why the tree would be uncompletable by Christmas. Also, next crate opening, that's terrible too. Oh boy, this is some really bad luck. Eventually, I did switch it over to officially clearing the sand zone. And you might ask, ZD, why did you clear the sand zone? And that's because you get 120 holly for clearing for 5 rations, as opposed to just getting a flat out 100 for clearing with the forest or through the factory or something like that. That 20 might seem small, but when you're doing this 50 times, it adds up quick, and it'll probably equate to like an extra delivery or something like that. So I ended up going that route. Crate opening is pretty bad. I guess while I'm on the subject of this, I wanted to ask the comments something, or I guess I wanted to ask everybody something. Investigations and what comes next, because I'm very confused. I don't think that this season will last all 3 weeks on Ldoe YouTube as something that will regularly be shown. Sure, there will be those one-off videos, but the overall attention of this update seems to have largely faded away, and it's only been 1 day. You look at live streams, for example. Live streams that would normally pull in thousands of viewers are pulling in maybe a couple hundred. Videos that would normally pull in thousands of people interested in the season now are barely trailing. And this is not even a first week into the season. Sure, I know there are people who are holding out hope that the season will eventually get better. Let's look at the past seasons, season 13 and season 15, for examples. Has the season ever gotten better as it goes on? What has changed throughout the seasons? Season 15, I believe, was the investigations, and the investigations got more slow, and I don't think anyone really watched it with week 3. Season 13, well, that was the boat. As the season went on, it kind of, attention shifted towards the boat. But the boat was permanent content, so that really wouldn't hold up with this season. To invite some of the opinions from my comments, let's get into that. I want to make one thing really clear, though. Everything in these comments are uniquely the comments' opinion, and then maybe I'll throw in my own opinion at the very end. These are just opinions, everyone's got them. Feel free to read the comments and interpret what you will. Maybe I totally misinterpreted these comments. PD Gaming says, well, I can say for sure that if the season keeps going on the same pace by week 3, I think it might be worse than season 4/5, Christmas 2019 seasons. That is a tough comment to swallow. What I think he means is season 4. Season 4 was the holiday season, and a lot of people didn't like it. I don't know whether or not this is going to rank lower. Right now, I want to say it does, but I don't know how everybody else would feel about that. I want to put it like bottom of F tier if I were to tier list it. Michael says, absolute garbage reused season. They got a VIP zone, so I expected more quality with the funding they received. They also had 2 months to do a season, but they literally returned the season we already had. I want to focus in on that second half of the comment. The VIP zone, I don't know. Where the funding goes takes a lot of time, allocation. Let's say they use the funding to hire new people. I don't know what they use the funding for. But let's just say that. Those people take time to grow into the swing of things or something like that. But that last little part, they had 2 months to do a season, but literally returned the season we already had. That's the part I want to fixate on. Chris says, totally agree with the lack of interest on the storyline. I couldn't tell you what was written on those pieces of paper. Me either. I honestly couldn't tell you. Like, if you were to ask me right now, what was season with a story? I want to say 12, where was those quest line, the Citizen K quests, the Chris quests, and the Eva quest line. It's weird that I even remember that, but I honestly couldn't tell you right now what those seasons were. I'd probably have to watch my own video to even remember what those quest lines were about. I do remember they did decently well, but I don't remember what they were about necessarily. Like I said in my previous video, with Nick Santy, yes, I do have more of a reason to care, as opposed to those like seasons flat out where I have zero reason, zero connection established with any of these characters. I mean, I guess maybe if Citizen K just wants to drop the helicopter next year for permanent content, then I guess I'll start caring. But as for now, I really don't have a reason to care. He also says, same old, same old. Nothing really worth doing. Minimal C4 for raiders, and no building materials for players building brick walls. Such a shame. Game used to be better when it was in beta and at your base actually had Christmas lights. I remember that was Christmas 2017. If we want to go technical here, the game is still in beta, which is weird to say, but it technically is. Anywho, I think that's going to do it for this video. It's been a weird delivery-ish based one. At least you can see the struggle is real. I don't even know if I want to keep grinding for it. I mean, the bar was worth grinding. I think if people were, go back on Season 15 and ask, is the bar worth grinding and is this decoration worth grinding? I think that the bar would win by a majority of players who would vote that way as opposed to this decoration. This decoration has no real effect besides being a decoration. Sure, I want to be a completionist and get everything at my base, but do I really want to be playing this? Anywho, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours down below. We're in for another bar grind struggle, and